as a student, we are not learning new technology, we can't use the knowledge for a better word. We need to improve. We need to improvise. Imagine everybody, the word of 10 years back is totally different from the word of today. We can't live without our phones. Internet is like a heart and blood for us. So after 10 years, maybe we will not have the drivers, we will not have these courier walas and everybody. So we will live another life. So imagine everybody, if we don't improve the knowledge, we can't give a better word. Second important thing, very important. If you are stuck in some problem and no one is supporting you, relax first of all. Please relax, because God wants you to learn many things. And let me tell you, problems are part and parcel of our life. And the main winner is that who doesn't get terrified from the problem, from the fear of the problem. It takes time, no problem for the time, but he solved the problem. According to me, he's the winner. And the last but not the least, which is important, because we are all electronics, mechanical, or computer science people, daily we have the challenges. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we three areas people, computer science, electronics, and mechanical people, we are the role builders. We are actually the builders, for the better word. So we should not be afraid of challenges and hardships, because daily we have to get for new challenges. And if we don't get new challenges and hardships, we should not be into that profession. So never ever forget to be afraid. So in order to have research opportunities with me, if you are a student who has completed his MTech, and if you are interested to do PhD with me, so I'm having these 3 seats available with me in terms of cloud computing, machine learning, sensors, swarm intelligence, and even the eligibility is first class masters with 5 Scopus papers, minimum 5 we require, with strong skill set in programming or any simulator, Python plus machine learning libraries. That is most important. And the most important is willing to research with passion. I want a passionate person to work with me. And even if you are a PhD person and you want to do your postdoc with me, so even you have 2 seats that are available with me. So you can have into deep learning technique in wireless communication, 5G, sensor communications, swarm intelligence, many areas, and even other areas can be worked out, like blockchain also. So at least I require a PhD in computer science or information technology or electronics with 10 SCI papers, minimum 10. And only the person should be first, second, or corresponding author, and willing to research with passion with 24/7 with strong teaching and research proposals. And this is the advertisement of my university for postdoctoral fellow requirement. And you are most interested, if you're interested to join the university as postdoc and even as a teaching assistant, do send your resume to me. Maybe I can help you for supporting as a postdoc and even as a visiting researcher and consultant to my university. I'm interested for that. And other collaborations you can do if you are interested for any Scopus or SCA special issue, edited books, paper collaborations, and even to have hands with me in terms of projects. So these are the areas that are available, and you are most welcome to join hands with me. I am interested to join hands with you. And if you want to apply with me, the most important thing is I need your brief biodata. I need your detailed resume. And the most important focus that we look towards the people is only the SCI journals. So only SCI, SCIE, or SSCI journals will be required. So please try to avoid Scopus and other journals or even other publications also. But if you have a Springer or ACM based conference publications, they are most welcome. And we require your teaching and research statement, and minimum Google NH index should be minimum 10 to 15 with top 10 publications that we require only in regular issues, and the willing to work 24 hours a day. That is most important for me. So in order to, you can say, start the journey, let us stick with this matter. It doesn't matter where you start. The only thing is you begin. So let's begin the journey with the discussion of Internet of Vehicles. So before I start, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to tell you, don't consider this as a lecture or a webinar. Consider this as a small course for all of you, because the information that I'm going to give you is a complete hidden, and it is even the industrial information that I have brought for all of you. You will all enjoy. It will not be like a boring presentation, taking the information from here and there and just copy pasting on the slide. It will not be there. It will be a complete visual presentation, and you will all love and enjoy this. So let us talk with this thing, the autonomous revolution of vehicles and transportation. So if you talk of autonomous vehicles, Internet of Vehicles, smart cars, smart transportation, so everything will be covered in this lecture. So the first thing is we will talk about convergence technology that tackle the safety of autonomous vehicles. So let me tell you, in order to avoid the autonomous vehicles to be destructive for the mankind, the most important area that I'm working is security as well as privacy. Because why? Everything is concerned with data, everything requires connectivity. And if there is a hacker that can break into the communication, your car and even your communication can come to the halt. So that can be catastrophic for us. So security is the most important area that is to be researched out in the area for autonomous vehicles. So let's start with the discussion of transportation technology timeline. Now you can see that transportation that started with the discovery of wheel in 3500 BC, when we have the fixed wheels on carts in 3500 BC. So after that, the 2000 BC, we used horses as domestication as well as for transportation. Then it came in 1662, we used public transportation, where we have the Blaise Pascal, who invented the first public bus system that was based on horse-drawn and even the regular route schedule. In 1790, we got the first bicycle. In 1820, we got the omnibuses, which was popularized in USA. Even they are working today, that is known as vintage vehicles. And in 1862, we got the first gas engine automobile. You can see how much time has taken from wheel to motor car. It has taken about 3,000 years, I can say. So in 1871, we got the cable car that invented. And even let me tell you, if you talk of Vietnam, the biggest cable car, or you can say the biggest trolley, is there in Bana Hills. So if you are interested to come to Vietnam, be my guest. So in 1887, we got the subway systems that you can say that were not actually the metro systems, but we call the subway systems. In 1897, we got the taxi cabs. And in 1908, we got the better car production. And in 2012, we got the app-based, right sourcing-based research in that. So you see over here that the autonomous vehicles history is very, very big, because the transportation has a deep root from right from the invention of wheel to horses and even to autonomous vehicles. But we say by 2030, there will be no drivers. There will be no, you can say those cars that are having partial automation. By 2030, we will have the fully automated car that can drive on its own. You just need your voice to command that car. So see this, everybody, as a mobility as a service. Now see, in cloud computing, we only talk of three areas: software as a service, infrastructure as a service, and platform as a service. But if you talk of autonomous vehicles, we have one more service that is called mobility as a service. But I'm going to show you what is meant by mobility. But right now it is a terminology. So if you are interested to write a good research paper, you can please write a paper on mobility as a service. So side by side, please keep on noting the topics which I will give you in terms to write the papers, where papers are very short. And if you write a good paper, you can discuss with me and you can have a good essay publication. So see this, everybody. Today we see two transformations in terms of mobility. The first is known as the gas powered vehicles that are becoming the electric vehicles. So remember that gone were the days when we have the CNGs, petrol and diesel, but right now we have the electric vehicles. But maybe in the near future, we will have the fuel cells. So the second will be that today the human beings, only the human beings are driving the cars, but it will be shifted to autonomous vehicles. So you can see that autonomous platforms are also known as mobility as a service. That includes your driverless cars, drones, your autonomous vehicles, and even your buses, cars that can work autonomously without a driver need. Please don't do like this. Thank you so much. So see this, safety by numbers. Why we require Internet of Vehicles? You can see over here an estimated 40,000 people lost their lives only in 2017 under the accident. That are only the reported cases. But in India, we all know how the driving licenses are given, and even sometimes incompetent people are also getting the licenses and they strike the cars. 94% you can see have got the serious major traffic vehicle crashes, and even it includes impaired driving, distractions, speeding, or even illegal maneuvers. We can say 94% accidents happened because of the fault of the drivers. 11,000 fatalities are involved driving and drinking. In Vietnam, let me tell you, if you are found that if you have drunk more, like whiskey or wine or alcohol more, you will be immediately, the police can immediately terminate your license on the spot. You will not be a driver. After that, you have to go to the court, you have to reapply for the license. And if the court allows you that, yes, your record is okay, then you will be able to take in the test. Otherwise, you are not allowed to take the vehicle test, even more in Vietnam, because in Vietnam, the city transportation is very strict. You can see over here 13% annual roadways, they occur in crashes, and you can say in lots of trucks and other types of vehicles. In 27, 82% of victims are in fatal truck crash losses. And even we know that even on GT road or the national highways, we know how the drivers drive the motor cars and the trucks also. And that's why the casualties are very heavy. And you can see over here in the 2017 only, I'm giving you the data of 2017, but I'm not able to get the 2018 or 2019 data. So about 6,000 pedestrians were killed by motor vehicles in 2017 itself, which was by the motor vehicles. So you can see that the casualty is very heavy and we have to improve the safety. So this is a data by USA only. Now imagine the data of India. Maybe the data could be 10 times more like that. And even that will be a reported data, not unreported data. So see this, everybody. In autonomous vehicles, the most important thing is that it is going to change the road. It is going to change the rule. It is going to change the word. Route, road, and the word. So the autonomous vehicles is going to change everything. So in 3 areas, the first thing is called customer experience. We can have safer lives. The most thing is we can create time and we can have freedom. We can save the money. And most of important thing that the autonomous vehicles will keep on learning. So which means that more and more vehicles will be there. So better living will be there in the city. So in terms of broader disruption, we can reset the physical landscape. And in terms of business opportunity, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, autonomous vehicles are not only concerned with automobile industry. Autonomous vehicles are concerned with electronics industry, even with computer science, even with mechanical, mechatronics, electrical engineering, and even with that is called avionics industry also. So even all these industries, if you combine together, then they can make the autonomous vehicles to operate in the real time. So in terms of businesses, in terms of growth, we can say that this industry can become the first, you can say, $1 trillion industry in the world by next 10 years. So the auto industry faces changes that are never before. You can see in terms of technological, now we have the smart connectivity. I will be explaining everything. We have the electrification and we have autonomous driving. So in terms of social, we improve urbanization. We have the new way of working. We improve the life by sharing the information. And with terms of regulation, we have less emissions. We even know because of lockdown, we can see the air is fresh now because there is no buses, there is no trucks, there is no vehicles, there is no motorbikes. So with this type of autonomous vehicles, we can have safety and city regulation. So this means that autonomous vehicles will be a complete blessing for the mankind. That is what the base is all about. So the most important company, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, which is actually working behind the technology of autonomous driving is Intel. So you can see over here that Intel has started with electromechanical safety, and even the airbag system that we see today, it is also designed by Intel, which is also known as electronic stability control. If your car is not stable, it will automatically come out. So after that, they started with in-vehicle infotainment system, which we have like car stereos, Dolby Digital, when we have the music player, radios, everything like that. But it will be soon going to change with the detection of the objects in the near vehicles, which we have lidar sensors and even with object motion detection, like all that. And after that, we can have assistives. Assistive means that the cars can take the proper control, cars can have emergency braking, and even they can have the proper lane keeping. So with OpenCV and even with machine learning and deep learning, these type of things can even make to assistant vehicles. And the most important thing is that Intel is assuming that one day we will have the self-driving cars, where the cars will automatically drive. You just have to say, take me to this place, take me to this shopping center. So the car will automatically detect the city traffic, can automatically connect to the GPS satellite, and can automatically find the best way in order to safety to take you and even to avoid the traffics also. So you can see that Intel's road to autonomous driving, it is making the car smart, and even it is making the car better and better. Imagine when we used to have Maruti 800. Now imagine when we have BMW and Audis. Now imagine when we have the Tesla Motors. So you can say that this industry is improving with the power of artificial intelligence and deep learning. So autonomous driving progression, you can see in 2015. Now, let me tell you how it started. So in 2015, we have now the advanced driver assistance. Now, what is advanced driver assistance? When we open the Google Maps in our phones and we put it on our car that, okay, go to 600 meters, then turn left, then turn right, which means GPS. When we use AGPS or assisted GPS, or we use GLONASS, or when we have Indian-based GPS system that was called Map My India. So in 2018, we can have the automated highway driving. When we have the autonomous toll tax, everything can be there. And after that, in 2021, that will be next year, it will be automation. Complete automation, which means that you can either drive the car, or either the car will also give you smart parking, car will also give you suggestions that slow down the speed, pedestrians ahead, and other types of things, which you have seen the cars in Mission Impossible also. So by 2027 and 2030, by next 10 years, that we expect is fully automated driving. So you can see over here that we are at level 3 right now. So level 1, level 2 is already done. We are at level number 3 by 2021, but we have to go to level number 5, which means now we have the conditional automation that, okay, the car can give you some assistance, but we require some generated high-end automation driving. And after that, we require fully automation that will be possible by 2030. So see over here. So we have the 5 levels. In level number 1, we have adaptive cruise and automatic braking. In second thing, we have wireless communication. The third is called conditional automation. Then we have automated driving, and number 5 will be fully automated. I will be explaining everything one by one. Now, this is the most important slide for this presentation, everybody. So how we started from automation. So we all say, what is automation? Which means the people don't have to do anything. This is called automation. But automation is having the different categories. Now, let me tell you, if my phone is guiding my vehicle that, okay, I should go left, I should go right, which means even I'm using automation, but it is not fully automation. So if my car is giving me some assistance that, okay, slow down, the car is at a high limit, you should be awake. So all this is not fully automation. It is like a partial or high automation. But if we talk of full automation, that will be 2030, in which the cars is completely taking the control, which means even in your car, there will be no, you can say, steering wheel, no brakes. The computer will autonomously drive the car. When there will be no controls, you just have to step inside the car and you just have to read your newspaper or to just play the games on your mobile phones and rest, leave it to the car. So see this, everybody. So here is level number 0, which was about 10 years back or 7-8 years back. No automation and everything is in the hands of drivers. So in level 1, which is called driver assistance, when we have the GPS cars, like when we have the Android Auto or Google Auto or Apple Auto in our car vehicles, when we have like okay, go left, go right, like all that. So the partial automation, when the vehicle has combined automation controls, which means acceleration and steering. Driver can even be assisted that, okay, sir, I have to stop, or either, sir, I have to speed up. So conditional automation, which means the driver has to take control, but sometimes the vehicle can even take the control, which means driver will be present there. So in high automation, which means most of the operations, including driving and assistance, will be done by the car, but still the drivers will be present. But in terms of full automation, everybody, by 2030, which means the entire car will be controlled by a brain of artificial intelligence. So that's the reason, everybody, even there is a society called Society of Automated Engineers. So if you're into mechanical engineer, if mechanical engineering, or you're interested for automobile, so do join this society. They are having very good amount of research, and even good research projects are also there. So the question is, what are the benefits and cost? Now let's talk of benefits. The most important thing is they reduce the driver stress. Let me tell you, no driver is a perfect driver. Let me tell you, everybody, even I am driving the motorbike from last 15 to 20 years. Sometimes even I don't have proper control over my motorbike. Sometimes even I can slip. Sometimes even I don't have the proper judgment. Maybe I have a headache, which means I have to drive the motorbike. So reduce driver cost. We need to have the reduction of the payment of drivers of the taxis. Mobility for non-drivers. Increase safety. Increase road capacity, and we are reducing the cost. More efficient parking and increase in fuel efficiency. This is the most important, everybody, because the future autonomous vehicles, they will be not running on petrol or diesel. They will be either using the electric vehicles, or either they will be fuel cells. So after that, we can have the shared vehicles, where one vehicle, if there is any problem with vehicle, so one computer of one car can control the computer of another car. So yes, it will be possible. I will be showing you how Qualcomm is working in that. But the question is, nobody is right now able to afford a fully automated car. Let me tell you, everybody, if you have a good budget, you can afford a car of up to 10 lakhs or 8 lakhs. But if I tell you spend 40 lakhs, maybe I can say the market is only less than 0.8%. So the question is there. So sometimes those failures and even safety measures can be there, because it is right now into beta testing phase. Some privacy concerns can be there of data. And even we need to increase the external cost, which means the complete city planning. I'm going to show you. So complete city planning needs to be done, and even new infrastructure for communication needs to be added if you need an autonomous vehicle city. And sometimes we can even go for reduced employment, like these type of things like Grab, Uber, or taxi services, like all these things, they will be gone. So see this, everybody, according to policymakers, there will be widespread benefit of SDVs in terms of individuals and society. So see this, everybody, the first important thing is improved road safety. Yes, everybody, I'm saying perfectly correct that under autonomous vehicles, there will be no accidents. Accidents will be almost curtailed to less than 1%. We have no need to have the car focus capacity, less congestion, and better flow. We have the less space for parking. So in terms of city planning, we can have the better space. And even let me tell you, now no need for like of smart parkings or other things, where the smart parking can have the sensors and they can guide the car that, okay, go to this place. So smart parking is one of the good areas. If you're into IoT, do the research on that. So we can have the less car travel at low occupancy. We have the lower transportation cost. We have better service. And above all, we can improve the mobility. But these things will come at a cost. It will not be cheap, because the first time implementation of this type of technology is not easy. It's completely transformation. Now imagine if anybody tell you that, okay sir, today we were having 3G, okay sir, same antennas, we have the 4G, but for 5G you have to change the entire 4G antennas to the new one, to the 5G antennas. So this is a technology that requires a complete implementation from the scratch. So see this, everybody. Now this is the important, you can say, data which is important for you to understand. So as per Statistica and as per the Americans, okay, USA, because right now USA and America and Korea, they are working heavily onto this type of technology. So you can say that within 5 years, 19% companies, they believe that it would be autonomous. But in 6 to 10 years, this is the most important area, 34% people say that it will be possible to have autonomous cars. And same, you can say, but 15% they say it is longer than that, but you can expect. So you can say that the data is even giving you a suggestion that by 2028 or by 2031 or 2032, this will be possible that we will have the complete cars with no steering and no brakes. Computer will take over. So the customer concerns about self-driving cars, this is important for you to understand. Some people say that, yes, okay, everybody, I agree with it, that even autonomous cars can have no proper research right now in terms of night vision. What about the fog environment? What about the rainy environment? What about, you can say, when there is no board, when to turn left or when to turn right? So this type of safety concerns are there. But with the deep learning and machine learning algorithms, they are improving and improving. So let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the autonomous cars actually started by 2015, but in 2020, those cars are having almost 80% problem solved that was starting from last 3 years. So this area is progressing by exponential manner, or I can say in quantum manner, that they have to make this car or autonomous vehicles a reality. So see this, everybody, won't be in control at all times. Yes, you will not be in control. Don't want the car to make mistakes. Driving is a pleasure to me. Don't know enough about technology and unwilling to pay for self-driving functionality and concerned that car could be hacked. Yes, everybody, if you don't take proper security, I will be showing you more things. So if you don't take proper security and privacy concerns, I think everybody is a diehard fan of Fast and Furious movies. I am also the diehard fan of this movie. So in that movie, they have also shown that how the hackers can take over the autonomous vehicles and they can even start your cars and even they can steal your cars. So this type of hacking features were there, but still security and privacy, they are improving and they are getting improved by leaps and bounds. So the consumer availability of autonomous cars, you can see, again, I am saying that next 3 to 5 years. But the question is, I'm saying openly, how many of you is ready to spend on an autonomous vehicle with no infrastructure at the back end? Because let me tell you, you can, now this is important area that is even a controversial issue for you, because I asked the question to many of the people. Suppose you are buying a 4K television at your home. You buy the 4K television, I have no problem for that. But still, if you are watching the channels at full HD, then why you bought the 4K television? Now, this is a question for you to understand. If you are watching the same HD movie on 4K, then what is the use of 4K? But if you want to buy a full HD TV, you have a full HD content, but still you have a full HD TV, then buy the full HD TV. So this is a problem, everybody, that if you have autonomous vehicle right now, even if you spend 40 lakhs, the current technological infrastructure, which I will be showing you right now, is not competent in India to have implementation of this type of vehicle technology. So you can say that in the next 10 to 15 years, or I can say after 20 years, India would be compatible. But Korea, USA, China, or even some parts of Europe or UK, they are actually ready to adopt this technology, because this technology requires lots of back-end infrastructure. So this was, again, I was saying that engineers were saying that smart vehicles were not able to target the market, but now some of the engineers are saying in Q3 of 2019, I'm saying 2019, that by next 5 to 7 years, almost 40% engineers are saying that Japan, Korea, Thailand, even China, and Hong Kong, Singapore, USA, and even UK, they will be having their own autonomous vehicles working like anything. So now let us talk of the most important thing, the part B of this lecture, in which I will be telling you the autonomous revolution, how it is coming, and what about the imaging sensors and systems. Ladies and gentlemen, now I will be talking about the main thing that makes up the autonomous vehicle. Very few people know this technology, and now I'm going to unveil all this technology, and it will be complete industry information. Now see this, everybody. It is not like your ordinary car, where car you have just a stereo, a braking system, an engine system, a fuel system, and then the seating system. That's all. That is a car for today. But in the near future, the autonomous car is having more than sensors, lidars, radar, and even imaging technology also. So see this, everybody. We have the long range radar. This is the long range radar, which is there at the back of your license plate. We have these type of cameras. Cameras are more important, everybody, because let me tell you, if your car is not having the proper vision, because in the car, these cameras are the eyes, because in today's car, the drivers are the eyes. But in the near future, the cars will have camera as their eyes on the road and pedestrians. So you can see we have the visible cameras, we have the 3D cameras, we have the night vision cameras, lidars. But you can see that in terms of ultrasound night vision, the technology is improving. Now ZS companies there, Red companies also working, and even Panasonic, even Canon, they are also working to make the car cameras better and better. And see this, everybody, we have the short range car and even with the dead reckoning sensors. So all these sensors are actually making up an autonomous vehicle. Now see this, everybody, in terms of sensors, the most important are the sensors. You can see we have the two sensors over here at the left and the right, which is known as a surround view, which can detect the vehicles at the left and at the right to maintain the safety. But in order to maintain the front of the car, we have to maintain the road. We have to see the pedestrians. We have to see the other vehicles. What is the distance between them? So we have the proper traffic sign recognition, lane departure warning. We have emergency braking, adaptive cruise control, and even the parking assistance. So this is the front. But at the back end also, the most important thing is the parking assistance. So you can see that these sensors actually are seeing the road, seeing the surroundings, and driving the car in a proper, efficient manner. So these are basically the sensors that you can see. So in terms of applications, you can see over here, we have visible, thermal, radar, lidar, and ultrasound. So these are the sensors. So if you want to write a good research paper, you can write a good review paper also. It can be even 40 pages paper. What can be the sensors or even the data technologies that can be used in autonomous vehicles? Very important research paper that you can make. Very easy to make. So this type of vehicles based information and this type of research papers are actually required to be published. Now let's come to the second generation vision system. That was the first generation. Now in the second generation, we have the 4D approach. You can see over here, we have the camera platform and we have even the other sensors, actuators, and operator interference. And this is what I'm going to give you. It's a sketch of second generation autonomous vehicle. But right now we are researching on the fourth generation. This is the second generation. See this, everybody. We have the image distribution, which is again classified with 16-bit. We have the signal lights. We have the moving humans, 3D shapes, obstacles, and road lanes, which means everything which can be there on the road is acting as a data set. So even the road, even the pedestrians, even the traffic sign signals, the traffic lights, and even the road the kilometer warnings, they are all acting as a data set, and the car is seeing in order to improve the safety and to have the driving capabilities. Now, this is one of the most important area that some people ask me that, sir, what would be the specifications of the camera? How much megapixel will be the camera? So let me tell you, everybody, that the most important thing apart from cameras will be the radars, the lidars, and even the short range radars. Okay, because in order to detect the sensing of the objects, let me tell you what is radar. Radar is used to sense the signals of the aircrafts and to sense that which aircraft is our country's aircraft and what is an enemy aircraft. So similarly, in order to sense the environment, in order to sense the other vehicles, in order to sense the trees or the road even, or the pedestrians even, we require radars and the lidars. So you can say that in terms of cameras, we can expect that the camera will be at par up to 30 megapixel, and all the cameras will be having 14x of optical as well as digital zoom. And we can even have 3x articulating radars for making parking, major minor intersections, everything can be there. So the current availability is 1x, but when you come for implementation, maybe it can transform to 20x. So this type of radar system and LiDAR system, it is improving, and many companies are working in order to improve these type of technologies. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, car companies will work on the cars. AI people will work on the object recognition as well as image processing. But the most important term that can connect the engine to the software, that are the sensors. So sensors need to be improved because these are the sensors that can able to take the decision in the real time. Because that is the reason, everybody, if you don't take the decision in real time, maybe the car can hit the pedestrian or can hit the other car. So you can see over here, this is the area. LiDARs, radars, and image sensors, they are the backbone for automation. Backbone, everybody. So you can say that tomorrow, if you have a big horsepower engine, it's a part of the car. But if you have an autonomous car, then radar, LiDAR, and the image sensors, these are the main backbones. So see over here, in 2017, the market was $300 million, but you can see by 2022, the LiDAR market only can touch to $1.4 billion. And by 2027, maybe you can say it could be $4.4 billion. So you can imagine that in terms of emerging technologies, startups, and pervasive technologies, how much these type of LiDARs and radar systems are required. And now this is most important for all of you. Now, in terms of LiDAR technology, now let me tell you, Panasonic, yes, everybody, Panasonic also, Valeo, Pioneer, so Sense Photonics, and even RoboSense. All these are the main companies that are actually working. So if you want to write a good research paper, please go to these websites. You can take the photo right now and please find out that what these companies are actually doing in the real time, what improvement they are making, and how much they have improved the level of level 3 to level 5. So then you will be able to understand that what new technologies are coming and how these companies are investing billions of dollars of research every year to make a first automotive car. Now see over here. Now this is the most important presentation again. So in 2014, everybody, let me talk of the 2014, when actually the autonomous vehicles actually started. So you can say the autonomous industry is not a very old industry. It's a highly young industry. It is not even 10 years old. It's just a 6 years old right now. 6 years old boy. So you can say that improvements are required at least for more 10 years in order to make it adaptable in real time. So in terms of object detection, we have SSR, BSD, and LCA. So I will be covering these terms later. But in terms of 22nd, we have moved to level 2 when we have the object detection in terms of SSR, BSD, RCW, LCA, LRR, ACC, and AB. These are the advancements. But in 2018, last 2 years, we have seen higher resolution and target separation when more features have come in terms of HD resolutions. But in 2020, everybody, no doubt, I can assure with you that due to COVID, due to Corona, we have less, you can say, visibility of the research. You can say in level 4, but you can see the CES this year, Hyundai, Uber, Siemens, Microsoft, Google, Apple, Facebook, even, they are all working together to make the autonomous vehicles. So level 4 is known as a 3D detection. That is most important. But by 2030, let me tell you, everybody, you can see, when you can see in car, just only the back was automated. You can see again, the back was automated to accuracy. Back is automated and front is automated, and improvement was there in detection and sensing. But in 2030, you can say 360-degree object recognition. So the main point, everybody, what is the research of autonomous vehicles, the baseline research? It is object detection and even recognition. So if you're working on machine learning and deep learning, try to improve the recognition by 360 degree. how we can detect more objects in a single image. That I was showing to the coordinator people in the morning when I was going the test lesson. So they were able to, I was able to detect basically more than 20, 25 objects in one image. Now I have a dream to detect more than 100 objects in one image. So more I detect, more accuracy I have. I can give my object detection algorithm to the cars and they can able to detect more objects and they can have better and safe field drivings. So in terms of MEMS, everybody, why MEMS? Because sensors are based on MEMS. Okay, so you can say we can have the airbags, we have the pressure and flows, we have the accelerometer, gyroscopes, microscanners, temperature, and even the IR sensors. So every sensor, everybody, you can say will be based on MEMS. So the application of MEMS is improving by leaps and bounds. Maybe in the near future, you will be surprised to know maybe the car can even detect in the near field that what is the degree of collision with the other car, and they can have the safety maintenance, and even they can alert other cars that maybe some problem is there, please be out from my way. So even they can call the emergency services. So everything is possible in the near future, but we see this future by 2030, not today. So see this, everybody, sensors for smart automotive industries, they have improved by leaps and bounds. So you can see radar, ultrasonic, 3D radar, chemical sensors, magnetic pressure sensors, imaging sensors. So by 2017, it was only $10 billion. But by 2023, by next 3 years, you can say this industry can become $20.4 billion. Now imagine, everybody, when these cars will become a reality, how much billion of dollar of industry will it become? Only in sensors. I'm not talking of other components. I will come towards communication later at this stage. I will come to big data and cloud computing. Now imagine how much billions of dollars of investment is right now required and is actually being done by the industry people in order to improve the autonomous cars. So right now, in terms of MEMS and sensors, the number one company is Bosch. Yes, everybody, Bosch is known for its sensors, and even Infineon, I will be showing you some slide, and even other companies like Panasonic, Sony, Paragon, you can say Amphenol, and even you can say very popular company NXP, they're all working. So even Sony company is also working very importantly in terms of autonomous cars. So in terms of automation process, you can say we have three types of automation: vehicle to vehicle, vehicle to infrastructure, and vehicle to network. So V2V, V2I, and V2N. I will be showing you everything. So in terms of vehicle to vehicle communication, you can say we have the communication channel, but that can be done with cloud computing. So in terms of sensing, which means the cars will have the eyes with the help of cameras. So camera, ultrasonic, radar, and lidar will perform the work of sensing and recognition and visualization. In terms of localization, we already have GPS sensors and even the cloud data. In order to have the thinking, we will have deep learning and maybe mixed learning. In order to act, we have the brake, steer, and accelerate, which means again, we will have the power of deep learning for that. And in order to have supervision and in order to detect the driver, whether it is sleeping or not, so we will again have the machine learning algorithms. So the complete autonomous vehicles will drive from the start of AI and will end at AI. So this is the roadmap. You can see the self-driving software brain, the core EV platform. We have the deep simulation capability, HD mapping and routing. We have the proprietary AV sensors, and even we can have the total cost optimization. So all components, they need to be developed for a successful launch. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you talk of today that one company can just work on sensors and those sensors are okay for the car implementation, no. They have to coordinate with other companies that are working with communications. They have to coordinate with those people who are working with AI, and they have to coordinate with those people who are having intelligent technical systems knowledge. So when these systems will be integrated, they have to work as a hybrid system, not as an autonomous system. So in terms of self-driving brain, we can have, you can see over here, machine learning, localization, planning, safety, dispatching and routing, braking control, simulation, test driving, everything is there. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, Korea is right now the only one and the single country that has actually laid a dummy city, which is about 20 kilometers long. And over there, they are testing the autonomous vehicles. And even they have created a dummy city in which there are the homes, they have the policemen, they have the other environmental conditions. They're testing the autonomous vehicles. And right now they are at the accuracy of more than 87%. So 87% is a very high score, but for real-time implementation, we have to be 100% sure. So that's why it will take more than 6 to 7 years more for real implementation. So the question is, everybody, if you are coming with this type of car, where everything is driven by the computer, and we see an old person, we see a baby, or any person who accidentally comes in front of us, will that car be able to stop? So the question is, we have to make more things over there. So in that, safety and precautions and to take accidental decisions, MIT Media Labs is also working. And even they can say that in terms of security and safety, they are now at almost 90% accuracy. But again, I'm saying we have to be 100% sure. So another company that is actually boosting this platform is also NVIDIA in terms of cars, trucks, supplies, mapping, sensors, and even they are developing their own NVIDIA platform for autonomous vehicles. Please check their website for more information. So under the mobility as a service, you can see by 2030, you can see that the revenues will become more than doubles in terms of global automakers and even in terms of autonomous automakers. So in terms of autonomous driving leaderboard, you can see that right now, you can see most of the companies, the leaders right now, let me tell you the leaders are GM, General Motors, and even we have Waymo. But in terms of contenders, we have almost all the companies like Toyota, Hyundai, even we have Ford, we have BMW, we have Uber, we have Baidu, everybody. But in terms of challengers, we have Apple. Apple is also working strong hard with regard to autonomous cars. We have the Voyage and we have the Tesla. So the Tesla, let me tell you everybody, no doubt it is the challenger right now, but in terms of leaders, we all know that Elon Musk has lots of plans. If he can make an autonomous robots, and even he can make autonomous rockets, and even he can make hyperloops, then autonomous vehicles will not be a big challenge for him. So we can say Tesla will shift from challengers to leaders very, very soon. So now let us talk of the connected vehicles, big data, content, and data marketplace is very important for you. Now see this, everybody, very important. Now, if you are in a car, now car is having the sensors, and sensors have to be communicating with the particular communication channel or with the backend storage. Backend storage will be cloud computing. And now after a few slides, I will be telling you everybody that India cannot become a hub for autonomous vehicles. There are some reasons behind it. That's why I'm saying openly that India is not right now in a current state having better infrastructure for supporting these type of cars. Now see this, everybody. We have the car, and it is actually supported with onboard security system. Every car will be having proper AES bit 512-bit encryption security, because let me tell you, AES 256-bit is right now used on internet, but we require 512-bit to be sure. But in the near future, let me tell you, the only security that we can rely is blockchain based. Yes, everybody, if you are really want to research in the autonomous cars right now, try to fix up a model, try to make up a model that is based on blockchain in order to secure the car. Because why blockchain is secure? Because blockchain is having SHA 256-bit, and SHA 256-bit require a quantum computer to break it. So any hacker will not have a quantum computer. So that's why the security of autonomous vehicles will be more secure with the power of blockchain. So all these cars will require a high-end connectivity. High-end connectivity means they require tons of data to be downloaded at a particular point of time, at a particular point. So I will be showing you the data. So it requires everything to be entered from the cloud, which means every signal, every road, it requires 100% connectivity, and the connectivity should be such that they are requested to access the information on the cloud. So cloud computing, the big data, and 5G or 6G communications, they will be actually driving the car. Everybody, let me tell you, if you have autonomous cars, no doubt hardware is there, but how the hardware will be working? Hardware will be working with communication channels. And at the back end of communication, we require cloud computing and data centers, smart data centers, I can say. So you can see over here in connected car services, we have the live agent assistance, we have the vehicle monitoring, location services, communication channels. Everybody, we require communication, and we require infotainment apps. So if you want to acquire all these services to be taken in the real time, I'm saying real time, remember everybody, you require a very strong connectivity, high strong connectivity, I can say. So this is the everybody, this is the you can say the biggest data that I have brought from you from Intel website. So you can say the coming flood of data in autonomous vehicle. Now let me tell you, this is the data that is required by one vehicle. Now imagine if you want to make a city with autonomous vehicles, and imagine how much data will be downloaded in particular 1 minute. I'm not saying 1 hour or one day. It is high end flooded. I can say unlimited storage. Maybe it can go to yettabyte or even high end brontabytes. Maybe we require quantum physics for that. So see this everybody, the cameras require 20 to 40 MB per second. Now ask yourself everybody, do we have Airtel or Jio to provide us this much of speed of 40 MB data download in 1 second? 40 MB takes 8 to 9 seconds, but for 8 to 9 seconds, your car will be gone. Your car can struck a pedestrian. We require a radar which can be 10 to 100 kb per second. We require a sonar, again 100 to 200 kb per second, GPS 50 kb per second, and for LiDAR, we require 100 to 70 MB per second. So you can say in terms of autonomous vehicles, we require 4,000 GB per day each day. Now imagine, now establish the cost, which service provider is enabling us 4,000 GB per day. And that's why everybody, if you buy a 4K TV, I have already proved to you, if you don't have the 4K channel, if you don't have the 4K Blu-ray, then what is the fun of buying the 4K TV? Buy the HD TV. So that's the reason everybody, that because of this strong communication and strong connectivity and high-end communication channels, India will never become this type of country to support autonomous vehicles. So the intersection of analytics, connectivity, and mobility, you can see we have the connected vehicle service goals. We have analytics in order to perform a high-end predictive insights with the power of deep learning. And again, I'm saying it will require machine learning for that, and mobility gains. We can have the proper urban flow. So you can say in terms of intersection, connected vehicles, service goals, analytics, and mobility goals, they are going to rule the future. So the car of the future, let me tell you, will sell your data. Now the question is, because you are putting your infotainment services, you are putting your data, you are putting your privacy, location, everything on the cloud. So the car can even sell your data. Will this be possible? So again, I'm saying one and another thing, that even for that security, we require blockchain. Even I've published some papers that how we can improve the cloud computing privacy problem, because security is not a problem now in cloud computing. Now I'm working on the area for privacy, on which I'm only focusing on blockchain. So blockchain can be the answer for the car security in the near future. So in terms of monetizing multiple needs, we require customer preferences and we require monetization. And let me tell you, this is very important for you. Now see this everybody, in terms of connected car vehicles, we require continuous self-improving network and mobile data congestion platform. Very important. This is actually your car. And this is requiring the services, which means your car should have a proper map, proper environmental data, proper fidelity data, proper intermodal connection. And all this should be connected with everything. Now you can imagine that when the computers are connected to computers and computers are giving the data to one working computer in the real time. So that's the reason everybody, your autonomous vehicle is actually the real-time AI processing engine. So in order to process such much of data or data science, you can imagine how much data is required at a particular day. So in terms of AV data framework, so we have the business to business model, we have business to government models, business to infrastructure, but the most important model that I would like to share with all of you is known as open training data, where X to X, which means connectivity X to connectivity X, vehicle to unlimited connectivities. So you can say that in terms of vehicle to vehicle communication, everything is going to change in the near future. And that is called, you can say, the cloudy edge, when we start the autonomous vehicles, when some data is on the cloud. But in the terms of business edge, that is edgier right now, when we have cobotics, drones, and other autonomous vehicles. But in the terms of edgiest, when we have everything that is variable. Imagine, let me tell you everybody, when the smartwatch started, it was just a watch with just some features. Now it is becoming edgier with some Apple Watch and everything. But in the near future, let me tell you, maybe the complete Apple Watch will be a small portable hospital that you will be carrying. So in terms of processing, sensing, processing, and act, so these type of mission critical and time critical applications are required. So let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that in terms of autonomous car, the infrastructure should be 1000% efficient, 1000%, not 100% even. So this is one of the autonomous vehicle potential big data solution that we require. You can see, imagine now this is the connected car. Now it is connected towards 5G communication, and at the backbone we have the flexible technologies that are actually commanding the vehicles, and it is processing the data in the real time, which means the cars are seeing the data, and at the back end the computers are visualizing everything, and at the backbone we have the cloud. Now imagine everybody, what will this cloud be in the real world? The most secured server system. And after that, these computers will have aware distributed clouds where everything can be becoming AI based enabled. So that's the reason, everybody, that in the near future, your entire communication will even become AI enabled. That's why we say that 6G, when I give lecture on 6G, some people ask me, sir, what will be the improvement of 6G as compared to 4G or 5G? I just say it will be the inclusion of AI. So if you have the AI, only these type of complex decisions can be made in the real time. Otherwise, cars will be flashy and can make two decisions like other things. So this is what we can say, the complete companies which are working together. So you can see the companies right now. I'm sorry because they are very large, but I have fitted on this slide right now. So now let us talk towards wireless connectivity and communication, my personal favorite area. And in this, I'm soon coming up with 2 or 3 research papers on transaction. So please be short with my Google Scholar, which I will be showing you at the end of the session. So now, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you the most important thing that is very important in front of your eyes. Many people ask me that, sir, who are the companies who are actually designing the wireless communication for the future? Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you the answer is not your AT&T or your Vodafone or Airtel. The answer is number one company in the world for designing the communication for the future, whether it is 5G or 6G or 7G, it will be Nokia. Second company is Huawei, and the third company is China Mobile, and the fourth one is bit obvious, is known as Qualcomm. So Qualcomm is the company that will actually design the infrastructure of the city, which we actually know as the Smart Vehicular Ad Hoc Network, the Smart VANET, in which we have the V2I, which means vehicular to vehicular communication, vehicular to infrastructure, vehicular to pedestrian communication, and vehicular to network communication. So see this, everybody, in this V2X, we will have a new standard. You can see over here that is called 802.11p. Yes, everybody, in terms of connectivity, we require high-end communications. And let me tell you, nobody will give you this information. In the near future, we will not work on 2.4 or 5 gigahertz. We will work on 5.9 gigahertz ITS frequencies. And these frequencies will be regarded as next generation dedicated short range communications for intelligent transportation systems. Because why? If you want to communicate with the car, even your traffic lights will also have the antenna. Even your road will also be equipped with the sensors. So in order to start the connectivity, we have to start with 5G. Because we need to have the radar communication, camera, LiDAR, ultrasonic, precision GPS positioning. We require to have the 3D maps, exact 3D maps, and we have to require the smart vehicular to infrastructure sensor communications. So this type of infrastructure, you can see this type of diagram will be there when the cars will be intelligently communicating the sensors to the infrastructure, and infrastructure will be connected to the cloud. So that's why we can have V2X communication. V2X means vehicular to infinite number of connectivities. So that's why we can say it is known as IEEE 802.11p standard. So you can do publication on this area also. So in terms of automotive, you can say the dedicated short range communications, the DSRC, you can see over here in 2017, we can only have vehicular to vehicular communication. In 2018, the cars are able to detect the moving objects. In 2018, again, we can detect the pedestrians, but in 2019, we have the smart homes also and the smart roads also. But in 2020, we can be connected towards smart grids and even to traffic lights. So you can say over here, when the vehicle wants to detect the pedestrian, we have the new platform called V2P. Vehicular to vehicular, we can have vehicular to device communication, vehicular to grid communication, vehicular to infrastructure communication. So you can say that in order to implement autonomous vehicles, entire city has to change. Now, answer my question, is India ready to change? Can we change India to this type of communication in the near world? How much time? Now, this is a question to all of you when I will take a break after 5 to 10 minutes. Now, imagine a question to all of you. This is my question. Now, how much time do you think that India will take in order to make this type of communication in every city, in every state? Maybe it will take, according to me, 70 years, not today. So the Tremble RTX technology, that is called the real-time transformations. So you can say this is one of the company that is actually working with the accuracy for GPS positioning. And this is one of the best companies. We can have the requirement, the accuracy of requirement that is less than, you can say, 1.5 accuracies in real time, 1.5-inch accuracies. So you can see over here in this type of connection, they require GPS, GLONASS, Galileo, Baidu, QZSS system. So which means the smart cars are connected with almost every GPS network systems in the near future. And this is where we can have the most important thing that the car should have, that should be low latency communication with enhanced range, security, reliability, and non-line of sight. So I'm not talking of LOS, it will be non-line of sight. So see this, everybody, we can have these intersections. So that's the reason, everybody. So you can find that in the next 10 years, how we can improve the weather conditions and how we can have the direct communications for safety towards use cases. Okay. So in terms of automotive industries, the start of the communication is only with 5G. So you can say many companies like LG, China Mobile, Audi, BMW, Panasonic, Jaguar, Intel. So you can see the names also. So everybody is providing end-to-end solutions and working on tirelessly with terms of communication. So if you are a mechanical engineer and you are interested, and if you are a communication engineer, so try to find your resume in one of these companies. Maybe you will be the lucky person who can work on these type of communication devices of the near future. I'm working with them. So I will not take the name of the company. I will not take the name of anybody because I'm doing a very secret research on this area. Soon it will be published, but till now I cannot promise anything right now. So in terms of cellular communications, you can see that in terms of 2G, 3G, 4G, forget these things, we have the 5G. So in terms of 5G, we require massive broadband, ultra low latency, and network slicing. So Cisco is one of the company that is actually working. And in terms of performance, we can have 5G as 1000 Mbps. So we can say that 5G can actually control autonomous vehicles, but it will not be fully component. For that, we require 6G. So that is the area, everybody, where Qualcomm is actually working for 5G antennas along with Nokia. So this is the you can see that in terms of LTE, IoT, VoLTE, gigabit LTE, drone communications, and private LTE. So you can say that right now I'm just focusing on drones also. But in the near future, if management of this institute supports me, I would like to tell you that how the drones will be there, how the D2D communication, drone to drone communication can be there. So in terms of 5G, we can say that we require ubiquitous LTE. So ubiquitous LTE will be requiring autonomous vehicular to X infrastructure communication. So 5G, everybody, the most important thing is it supports IoT, because actually the autonomous car, no doubt it will be AI vehicle, but actually it is a smart IoT. So we require we require ultra large number of connections at a particular point of time, with require of 10-year battery and 10 to 100 times more devices every time. And we require enhanced broadband with throughput capacity, and we require critical communications, which means low latency and high reliability. So this is the multipaths you can say for IoT connectivity, which you can see. But in the near future, we don't see that the IoT will be abridged with anybody things. But we have the Internet of Autonomous Vehicles. But in terms of AI, we have the Internet of Artificial Intelligence things that can take autonomous vehicles to the next level. So these are the main IoT connection operating ranges. But let me tell you, everybody, that if you really want to build up a supercar, or you want to have the particular connectivity, we need to focus more on cellular license, which will be 5.9 gigahertz IEEE 802.11p standard. So that will be also coming under IoT. But you can say that in terms of wireless communication, right now we were forgetting 802.11 A, B, C, and N, and AC laptops are coming. But we can have 802.11 AH by next year. P, that is the most important standard with the next 2 years. And in the near future, we can have the AX, and maybe the AX will be the fully automation standard for complete wireless or fully automated vehicles. So now let me take a break for 2 minutes. After that, we will start. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. We take a break for 2 minutes. We take a break for 2 minutes.
Sure, sir.
Then
yes, sir.
Yes.
No problem. No problem, sir.
Yeah. So after that, I will be discussing more on security and solutions. Okay. That is the most important point. And after that, I will be discussing your, that is the use cases and the right now implementations of smart cars in the real time. Okay, till that, if anybody has any
Okay.
question, they can please, you are most welcome to ask your questions, please. I'm available for 5 minutes for that. So if any good question is there,
Yeah.
please ask the question.
Yes, participants, you
Actually,
can unmute.
I'm one of the persons in the world who is actually working in the real time in this area. Soon the papers will be coming, because actually we have to take lots of secret things. We have to undergo lots of agreements. We are not allowed to publish the papers on this area because it requires high confidential information. So, but soon you will be having that.
Yeah. Sir, Sir, like every car is having a 360-degree view
Yes,
to
ma'am.
detect the objects and other vehicles. Will there be not possibility of congestion of all those objects amongst the
Madam,
vehicles?
that is the reason, madam, I have told you that we have 5 to 6 standards that will be coming: vehicular to infrastructure, vehicular to pedestrian, vehicular to data, vehicular to sensors, and even vehicular to vehicular communication. Okay, so there will be no congestion because automatically we will be shifting towards IEEE 802.11p, and in that P standard, it is actually maintained in order to have less error rate, which will be 10 raised to power -9, which means that if you are communicating with a car, the error rate will be almost 19. Communication channel will be 99.99998%. So that's the reason congestion will not be possible.
Right.
Almost no possible.
Okay.
Because, madam, after 802.11 AC standard, we can say that congestions and latency problems are almost gone. They are not having. Okay. Yes, anybody having any question, please ask the questions, please. Thank you so much. I would love to take the questions. If there is any
You can
question regarding
unmute and quickly. You can.
you have 2 minutes, please.
You
After
can
that, I have to leave
unmute
for
and
the
quickly
Thank
raise
you.
your question. Hello, participants. You can unmute yourself and ask the question. I think in chat box there are few of them.
Okay, ma'am. No, I don't have any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sir, 5G is expected to support heterogeneous
Yeah, I got the
networking
question.
architecture.
I got the question.
Yeah.
5G is expected to support heterogeneous network infrastructure. Then how we can integrate the protocols related to different networks to make the decision? That's a very good question. No doubt 5G is expected to support heterogeneous communication, but 5G will not be, you can say 5G will have lots of, capabilities. I can say capabilities will be there that can integrate with different networks and protocols, because 5G network is actually designed. I'm saying, okay, that 5G network is actually designed to support autonomous technology. Yes, deep learning will play a key role in autonomous vehicles. I've already told you. Yes, cloud computing, everything. Let me tell you, everybody, that if you are driving on the car and this car is having a sensor or a camera, so all the data that is actually being seen by the car, it is actually going by a communication channel to the cloud. And if there is anything to be coming to the car, it will be automatically coming via the cloud computing centers. So the cloud computing centers will act as a backbone for that. Mr. Deepak Bhardwaj, actually, I'm very, no doubt I'm an Indian, but I'm very sorry to inform you that Indian government, I'm saying openly, Indian government is not at all focusing towards artificial intelligence, and not at all any company or any mobile phone communication is actually focusing towards IoT based implementation. And even we researchers even have observed many people, they only write lots of research papers on the same things on that is called your simulator platforms or other things. We are not thinking of the real time problems. So you can say that India is right now not that country that can actually implement autonomous vehicles even in one city or in one state, because we require the complete makeover of the city with regard to vehicular communications. We require the complete overall of city with IoT and 5G communication that requires billions of investments. So I don't think so that right now government is ready to adopt 5G also. Even you can say that some people have also said that yes, we want to adopt hyperloop, but still hyperloop project is stopped by the government. They want other countries to adopt, and then we will come to that. So that is the most important thing. Actually, Mr. Devyanshu Agarwal, let me tell you, in the future, you should stop asking these questions regarding unemployability, because let me tell you why we are covering towards unemployability, because we humans are not at all accurately performing our jobs. So in the near future, we require accuracy, we require proper portability, we require proper innovations in our jobs. So that's why the machines have to take over. And let me tell you, if unemployability will be coming, it will be only coming towards the techie people. So I don't think so it will make a big difference today. Yes, it is a very frank response, because you can also think that what is the government doing in terms to improve the internet connectivity? Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, right now I'm in Vietnam, and Vietnam is right now one of the top 10 countries in the world to have the best internet connectivity. Now you will be shocked to know what I'm going to tell you right now. In my home itself, I'm using that is the smart LTE connectivity with fiber to the home, and the speed of my internet of my home is 57 Mbps. There is no divided by 8. I can download a movie from the torrents, which is about a 2 GB movie or a 4 GB movie. I'm downloading only 4K movies. 44 GB movie I have downloaded last night in 5 minutes. I have downloaded 44 GB in 5 minutes. Okay, now you will be stunned to note that what is the price I pay, and it is unlimited. According the price that I'm paying to the Vietnam government per month for 57 Mbps unlimited connection, it is only 600 rupees. Now you imagine what is there. Now you see this, everybody. Now this is my iPhone, and in this iPhone, I'm having 4G connection. This is a pure 4G. And in my iPhone, I can download wherever I'm going. I can stream Instagram. I can go to my YouTube, and my speed of the iPhone based frequency, okay, is about 11 Mbps. And it is having unlimited calls locally, and I can make 100 minutes of everyday call internationally, unlimited messages, and unlimited internet connection. Unlimited, I'm saying 4G. For Indian currency, every month, I'm just paying 350 rupees. Now imagine, where is Vietnam and where is India? Now imagine the house is in front of you. Now this is the way we have to think, that we claim we have Airtel, we claim we have Vodafone, but now the question is, where is our quality of service? Now that's a question will come to you. Yeah, I will be showing you all these things. So let us start with the lecture again. Can we start, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, because already
Yes,
we are on 50%, but we have to complete the lecture now. Okay. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we talk the third part, in which I will be only talking of security vulnerabilities and solution. I've already told you that in order to find the proper security, in order to have the proper security of the car, we need to estimate the security level of the car. But the only answer for where I'm working right now, I can just tell you one area that I am working. I'm actually working on a blockchain based model for securing the smart cars. Okay, so how I'm working, what I'm working, I'm sorry, I cannot declare right now unless the papers are published. Okay, everybody. Now see this, everybody. You can see the most important thing in the car. No. Okay, now see this, everybody. 15 of the most hackable exposed attacks. You can see if a person just have a Wi-Fi connection or just a laptop and he's sitting near the roadside, he can attack the full car. Yes, he can attack the full car. He can even take the autonomous control, and even he can control the brakes and even the speed limit of the car. So these are the most important hackable services. So that's the reason, everybody, we have the USB, we have the Bluetooth, we have the remote car keys. But right now you have already seen with Apple WWDC conference that happened 3 days back. Now you can start your car with just your iPhone. So you can say that Apple is working, and even that iPhone cannot be hacked. The security is 100%. So these are the areas that can be hacked, but with the passage of time, like Apple, Microsoft, Google, they are coming up with new technologies and terminologies, how we can improve the car. But I'm sorry, I cannot tell you which area I'm working. So I just tell you that I'm working on blockchain-based security to secure the car. But rest, everything is a secret. I'm sorry, I cannot reveal that. Okay, everybody. So this is the most important thing, intra-vehicle communication. When we can have the FlexRay, you can see this is what the answer is. The FlexRay, which is high performance 10 Mbps, deterministic and secure network. So in the near future, forget broadband technology, we will have the FlexRay. So this is an important area to research out. So in order to have inter-vehicle communication networking, we will have the FlexRay. And the most important thing is we will have the MOST. This is another standard that is designed for multimedia optical fiber using 150 Mbps. So imagine how much connectivity we require and how much speed we require. So these are the standards, everybody, that is required as per USA. So India is right now lagging, and even every country is lagging right now. Only USA and Korea are working. So in terms of local internet connect network, controller area network, CAN flexible data rate, CAN partial networking FlexRay, which is the most important communication speed channel. So this you can work right now, and Ethernet. So if you can publish any of the good papers in this area, this is going to give you a great SCI paper, great SCI paper, I'm saying. So the 4 layers, which according to me is, you can see that how much work I'm doing right now, but I cannot discuss much of the information of my research. Please stop doing this. I get fluckered, please. I request the participant who is doing this, it doesn't look nice and doesn't seek your professional activity, please. So you can see, in order to have the 4 layers to secure a car, we have the first layer. First layer is known as secure interface. You can see when you open the car, we can just open the car via Apple iPhone. Now with Android phones, the Android keys, the Google Auto. So this is the layer 1, which is even encrypted. The layer 2 is known as a gateway, which is between you and the communication channels, the gateway. Very important. And over there, we can have the strong firewall, which can be even based on AES-256-bit. So the layer 3 can be the secure network. So the entire network can be secured via blockchain. And the layer 4 can be secure processing, in which means we have the pure quality of control standards. So with this layer 4 security, everybody, this is one of the model that I'm working right now with blockchain technology, can make the car unhackable. Even Ford and even BMW are challenging the hackers that if you can break our security, you will be given $1 million. So these type of things can give more hardness to the security of the car. But right now, the car security is impossible to be broken. So this is the company, everybody. So this is Efleon that enables automotive security systems in terms of car to cloud communication, consumer device integration, car to car, and car to infrastructure communication. So this is one of the company, everybody, that is actually working in the real time. So this is having the preventive strong end-to-end encryption between the driver to the cloud. And this is where we can have the remote diagnostics, software update, payment systems, everything can be done autonomously. So please remember this company and do research on this company with this website, which I have mentioned right now. You can take the photo and you can just search Infleon automotive security solution. You will find lots of information for this company. Very secret people, very, very few people know that this company is actually working on security for the car. So this, I will not discuss much. You can have information on the internet. So let me come toward this one. Now, many people ask me, sir, we have the IoT, but IoT is not secure. How we can secure the IoT? So let me tell you, even there is one company also called Trillium. So Trillium is one of the company that is actually working in order to secure all these sensors and to have the sensors securely communicating the cloud. So you can say they have the secure car in terms of authentication, encryption, and key management, which is again based on AES. We have the secure IXS, which is again based for AI and machine learning, and secure OTAs, all types of threats. But now I'm taking this level to the next level, that I want to replace all this type of authentication and key exchange to blockchain. Now let us go with some examples and concepts. Now that is the last point for this one. So I think everybody knows about this car. This is called Google X. So this was the first ready-made prototype, everybody. So if you ask me that, sir, which company has done the first work? So I'm saying that in terms of flying vehicles also, Google has done the work also. So Google has done the first autonomous car, fully automated, not highly and even partial automated. It's a fully automated car. It is Google X. And even Google is also working on a flying car that is known as Google Kitty Hawk. So you can just find those examples on Google Images. This is one of you can say that the Uber company is pushing up in Singapore, and Uber is going to become the first company ever in the world that Singapore is going to launch its first flying taxi in the month of October 2020 itself, everybody. If you are in Singapore and if you want to order a taxi, you can even order a flying taxi from this year, starting after 3 months. So this is another from Tesla, which is again about $45,000 car. So new model of Tesla version 3 that is again launched. But now we can say that with terms of Elon Musk, maybe he has more plans with Tesla. And we even know that his truck has even failed, but Tesla is going to improve one by one. So this is the structure, everybody, inside of the Tesla. So again, you can say that in terms of Model 3, the structure is improving and structure is even getting built up with the help of cobotics and complete Industry 4.0. So this is another car from another image from Tesla. You can see the interiors right now. So you can see it is highly automated right now because the steering wheel is there. But in the terms of Tesla Model 4 or maybe 5, we can have you can say your steering wheels or braking system. Everything will be controlled with the computer vision as well as power of artificial intelligence. So you can say that Tesla also says that robotic access will be coming next year and with the self-driving microchips. So for that, Snapdragon, Qualcomm, and even AT&T, Samsung, Sony, they're all working for making the chips which are available for that. And this is another one that is known as Phoenix. You can see, again, a very important example for autonomous cars. And this car is also highly automated and even it can fly also. So this is one of the companies that is also making electric buses. And maybe in the terms of the near future, we have the Ron Motor Group to become as a first, you can say, company to have the first high-speed racing cars that will be autonomous. So this is the, you can say, I would like to share everybody. So this is the company, everybody, Zoox company, which is actually making the architecture for complete autonomous testing. And this is Volvo 320C concept car, very important for you. So you can say that in the near future, you can see, even though it is having the steering wheel, but in the near future, you can see the car like this. You can even sleep and the car can drive. This is fully automation, everybody, but we will see it in the near future by after 10 years. Renault is also there. You can see again, no braking system, no steering wheel. Everything is fully automated and everything will be connected to cloud. V2X communication. And this is what I would like to show you, everybody, that according to BMW or the SUVs, you can see that in 2025 we will have 50 new BEVs. So electric vehicles can be improved with as per Volkswagen. We can improve these things like anything. And this is Volkswagen unveiling the self-driving electric vehicle. And again, you can see with just a simple tablet, you are driving the cars. And this is AV Robotics, everybody. So this is a very good company. And if you're going to research on this type of vehicles, if you're working into mechatronics or mechanical engineering with electronics people, you can go to this company and you can even write a good project proposal. Maybe this company can see your proposal and they can give you funding for more than $700,000. Depends on that. So this is one of the design that I have given for all of you. That is by Open Motors, that is known as Edit. So again, this is a company that is called as Bring Your Own Self-Driving Code and Custom Hardware Stacks. So this is what we can say in the near future, like we have Bring Your Own Device. We can have Bring Your Own Self-Driving Code also. So near future, the future is unpredictable, but future is very bright. And this is again a model by the Bosch also. You can see the complete autonomous taxis. No taxi drivers will be required. Toyota is also building this type of autonomous cars inside even have been to Singapore, everybody. Let me tell you, in Singapore, I don't know how many of you have been to Singapore, but please go to Singapore airport if you are planning for a good trip with family. If you want to go from one terminal to another terminal, they have autonomous flying trains. So Singapore may be the first country that can take the autonomous taxis from airport to the city. So the question is, who is winning the self-driving race? So according to me, it is right now General Motors, Tesla, BMW, Volkswagen, and even Hyundai. So you can see over here by 2021, you can see over here the company's timelines. BMW is working on 2070 to 2021. But by 2020, you can see over here, everybody see this. Audi, Toyota, Volvo, Nissan, Honda, Mercedes-Benz, Ford. They are all working to launch their own autonomous vehicles by this year. So let me tell you, everybody. So if you say today that autonomous vehicles or the future vehicles are coming in the future, you are wrong. They are from this year onwards. We will be seeing them as a part and parcel of our life. You can even buy them. So this is another, I would like to tell you, everybody, that FedEx company, the most important courier company, they are also working on autonomous delivery robotics. Maybe in the near future, when in India, you just order anything from Amazon.in, maybe this type of courier service will come to your home and you can just put your parcel and you can put your money. So the future is very bright, and even Amazon, we all know they are also using autonomous drones in order to deliver the parcels to the people in USA. And this is the future, everybody. This is what we can say when the Star Wars and when we have the other movies, like all the science fiction movies will becoming a reality, when robotics will be working with you, robotics are cleaning your gardens, and everything will becoming reality, like anything like that. And I would like to show you one thing. Nikola company. So this is one of the companies, and even in the future, they're also designing the underwater military underground vehicles and even the flying vehicles. So please keep a cool note on this one company, Nikola. Nikola is one of the company to be researched out. And this one, you please read this magazine also, Aerospace and Defenses. And you can see one more company, which I would like to tell you, Google's sub company, Boston Dynamics. We all know about the robotics there, but even very few people know that they're also working on autonomous vehicles also. That is only designed for military. So Boston Dynamics is one of the best companies for robotics and autonomous vehicles. So this is the BAE system, complete autonomous tanks. And this is the near future where the tanks will just go inside the battlefield. And in the near future, maybe we will not see any planes with the fighter pilot, where every planes will become the autonomous vehicles and self-drivings. And this is the Sea Hunter autonomous warship prototype, everybody, fully equipped and fully has high-end radars, and even the mine detection, and even has the capability to launch autonomous missile system in order to counterfeit the enemy submarines and even the enemy sea vessels. Very smart vehicle. So now let us talk of this advances in trunking, logistics, and infrastructure and utility grid. This will be the last point after that. So Nicole 1, which I've already told you, it is already working on the heavyweight trucks, which will be about 2000 horsepower. And you can carry your own personal home in this and will be completely autonomous. So this is the Tesla, everybody. Very few people know that Tesla is also working on this type of semi-electric big rig truck. So Tesla is not revealing many things, but I'm going to show some of the examples that are hidden. So you can see that these examples are very, very hidden. So you are lucky that you are attending this webinar and you are getting this type of information. So Tesla is not focusing on the SpaceX and the Hyperloop, but Tesla is also making some ready-made prototypes for supercars also. So this is the self-driving truck, everybody, you can see. And this is from the Chambers. And again, the Phoenix, you can see the smart driving trucks. And let me tell you the timeline. So this one is a technological development. We can have the long haul freight and logistics. That phase 2 will be partial driver substitution, and the complete third phase will be complete self-driving. So let me tell you, everybody. So if you are talking of Tesla, if you're talking of Ford today or General Motors today, we are already bypassing the phase 2. Now we are soon going to enter into phase 3. And this is next thing which I would like to share with all of you. This is the ASU at the SpaceX Hyperloop competition. So this is one of the key things behind the Hyperloop of today. And this was the Hyperloop, everybody, which was actually proposed between New York and Washington, DC. But we all know that how much time we require for the real-time implementation for Hyperloop. So Hyperloop itself is known as Internet of Vehicle, and it's a part of autonomous driving. And this is the, you can say, the vehicle transportation tunnels. And this could be the near future, which that Tesla is working. So I'm giving you very hidden information that people don't know, that Tesla is working on many other things like that. And you have already seen the movie iRobotics. So you can say Mercedes-Benz is actually working on these type of cars that can have the movie-based fiction. And very soon we will see these cars coming in the reality. So I would just give you this one. So let me tell you, very good, important area to research. So some people were asking me the question, sir, what would be the cloud? So let me tell you, if you talk of simple cloud or the basically those type of clouds that are existing today, like Azure, Amazon, or Oracle, these will not be the clouds. These are the data centric clouds. But for the near future, we need to have the navigation energy cloud systems. So for that, we need to build the cloud 4.0. So for the cloud 4.0, we need to interact everything as a fusion, which means we have the building grids, we have the transportation, integrated DERs, Internet of Energy, smart grids, and even the neutral grids. So everything will be connected to these type of clouds. So tomorrow's cloud computing will not be a simple cloud computing as a service. It will be like a hybrid cloud, giving you as a system service as a service, blockchain as a service, transportation as a service, mobility as a service, logistics as a service. So cloud computing will transform to cloud 4.0 when we have the intelligent transportation system coming to the real time. So this is the vehicle to grid communication, everybody. So this you can see in terms of generation 1, we have the technologies, what technologies we have. But in terms of generation 4, everybody, let me tell you, every car will be now powered with solar technology. Yes, everybody's solar technology, so that we can have the complete green communication. So solar technology will provide you the complete cloud-based systems. And right now Nissan is working for this type of technology. So I just come to the most important things for all of you. So if anybody of you has $100,000 or $200,000, they can even buy this car. This car is the car that can be driven on the road, and even it can be flying for you. So a complete flying car. So right now Google is also working, and even this Dutch PLV Liberty company is also working. So if you want to buy this car, you must be having $150,000 US dollars. You can buy your own car. So this is the company from Moeller International. So you can see this prototype, and even this can fly in the air. This can even walk on the road, and this can even dive inside the river. It can act as a submarine also, it can act as a ship also, car also, and the plane also. The future is bright for the communication, everybody. So this is the person which Volvo is also working. So this is a Volvo copter. So you can say it's a mixture of various drones, and this is one of the coolest area that you can see. And this is Skyrider Suva A. You can see 5-passenger SUVA. So in the near future, we don't have this sports utility vehicle. We will have the sports utility vehicle aircraft also. New word. So if you want to write a good research paper, write on this area, a complete comprehensive analysis of sports utility aircraft also. Very nice research paper you can make. And this is the future city, everybody, Dubai, Singapore. But we know because of COVID, everything is changed now. But we expect that this vision, no doubt, it will be changing. It will take some more time. But this is the vision that we can say that maybe in the near future, you'll not buy a car, you'll buy a Volvo copter. And this Volvo copter, everybody, if you want to buy, it is about 80,000 US dollars. So if you can spend about 60 lakhs as per Indian currency, you can buy this helicopter personally. But again, the government of India will have this licenses problem or the transportation problem. We have to see that. So this is Airbus, everybody. This is the working prototype, which I have got from them. And this is the artistic rendering of electric vehicle takeoff. So this is the vehicle of the future, everybody, when drones, single propeller engines will be used. And 10 years back, when I told in a conference that everybody will be a pilot, everybody laughed at me. But now everybody is very close to become a pilot after 5 or 6 years. Even India has started a project to make the flying car. So this is now a reality, everybody, but it has taken time. So this is from Lilium Jet. You can buy this jet also for $70,000. You can see 300-kilometer range. You can travel from London to Paris in 1 hour, 300-kilometer/hour speed. So no need to go to airport, stand in a queue. You can just go from Delhi to Bombay in 25 minutes on your own personal aircraft. All electric, okay, on demand, and even low noise. So this is where we can say that movies like Love Story 2050, Star Wars, or you can say Back to the Future, these things become a reality. So this is one of the companies which I would like to show you. This is a very important information for all of you. That is called 2V. This is known as the Bell Helicopter Air Taxi. Again, very important. And this is City Airbus, which is designed by Boeing. And you can say by 2023, the City Airbus will take you to the sky. So even in 2017 and 2018, they have done to highly automation, but full automation will take more than 3 years now. So this is what I have to wind up now. So I just want to show you 2-3 things now. Yeah, yeah. So the question is, in the near future, if you are ready to fly without a human pilot, this is a pilot training simulator. So if you are interested to buy this pilot flying training simulator, you can even buy it for more than $4,000. Even I'm buying my own simulator next year, which is costing me about $3,800. I'm going to pre-order that simulator in the month of November 2020. So this is again experimental plane by NASA. And this is again aviation. Aviation secures funding for all electric Alice. This is an electric Alice, just a 10-seater plane. And even it can be, this program is worth $200 million. If you want to buy this plane, this can only cost you $50,000. But in the near future, maybe in less than $10,000 to $20,000. So the future, everybody, is not on the road, but it will be the air transportation. And this is the aircraft, everybody, Zunum Arrow, very important, piloted and drone. And yeah, so that will be the last line for you. So Senator, this is a civilian airplane, everybody, that is also designed by Aura Flight Sciences, the Boeing company. Again, it is a complete autonomous aircraft. You can see it is flying and having no pilot, complete autonomous. And this is the unmanned cargo aircraft. So India, if you because India, we know that we have lots of less pilots, and even there are lots of disaster in coastal areas. So if you ask me, that's what India should invest right now in terms for coastal areas and for disaster areas. This is the answer, everybody: unmanned cargo aircraft. So this aircraft can bring tons of load inside and can transport the load. So in terms of like Siachen based border areas, this is the answer to the enemy. And this is the next generation military vehicle for us. And this is one we can say in Dubai, it is already started. AeroX hovercraft, very important. And if you are in Dubai, you can just ride this Aero bike for less than, I can say, 9,000 to 15,000 rupees for 2 hours. And this is the jetpack. If you are interested, you can buy this jetpack for $15,000. Again, important area to research. And this is the flying jetpack, everybody. If you have about $70,000, $80,000, you can even buy this jetpack. So this is NASA Puffin, again, one-seater aircraft, but in the near future, this can be the aircraft to deliver tons of payloads to the enemy battlegrounds, and we can secure the lives of lots of military soldiers in the real world. And this, everybody, I can say that many people see the back to the near future. That was just a fantasy at one time, but we have the world's first hovercraft, that is by Hendo Hover. So you can even buy this hovercraft that can even fly and take you from one place to another. Again, electric charger. So the drones have a very high projections. So that is what I would like to share with all of you. So in the near future, the future is very bright. And what we can say today with this type of activities, that we can understand what is actually meant by Internet of Vehicles, what are the near future things that are coming. But I have already proved to you that why India will not become as a superpower for here, because of the high requirement of infrastructure and communication channels at the back end. So thank you so much, everybody, for listening to me. And thank you, madam, for inviting me. Now I would like to take some of the questions. Okay. So which platform for research for security platforms are required in Internet of Vehicles? Actually, there is no platform right now for Internet of Vehicles. Actually, we people are working on a real-time basis, but I cannot share the hardware benchmarks right now, because that is not in my jurisdiction to tell you, because that's pure secret right now. I'm sorry for that. I cannot answer this question. So what are the courses for beginners learned about 5G or 6G? So you just go to Class Central and just type 5G, because 6G courses are not available. So 5G you can find more on MIMO, and MATLAB or LabVIEW is the most important test beds for your communication and for testing 5G and 6G even. So any ideas about automation of the road vehicles like agriculture ones? Yes, exactly. We require drones, agriculture drones. Even if you go to my Google Scholar, I have already published one paper. Now I'm publishing one more paper with regard to my own autonomous drone that I've designed, which you can see on my slide right now, which I have already designed for environmental monitoring. And that's what I want to give to my farmers. And that is what we can improve the farm monitoring, that complete security flying architecture for the agriculture in the near future. Okay, how group mobility can be handled in IOV environment? Here, group mobility means the vertical handover. Yes, it actually means the vertical handover, but it requires to have the more security protocols and L2 and LTE communications. Yeah. Any other questions? In order, yes, if you answer, but I'm sorry, but I will not give you much answers for this IOV environment, because most of the things are secret right now. So if you are interested to simulate Internet of Vehicles or drones based simulations, so there is one simulator which is available, but that simulator is actually paid. Okay, so you can use one simulator that is called QualNet. But QualNet, you will say that for every year, you have to pay about 10 lakh rupees to the company. So you can say that this type of research is very expensive, but I cannot share my simulator, because I'm sorry, it cannot be shared. I'm sorry. What are the different protocols to communicate V2X with different sensors? I've already told you right now, these are not the protocol, these are the communication standards. That is the 5G, 5G L2, LTE, 5G VoLTE, as well as IEEE 802.11p. So that are the protocols and standards that are required, but as such, there are right now not protocols that are specified. Okay, sir, you ask a question, what time is required for the system? And you answer that is 30 years, but for the system, we need 5G. Is it now available? Will it be possible as early as possible? This is the question that you have to ask yourself, everybody. If you are in India and if you're using this iPhone, and if you're using so much of Instagram or YouTube, do you have enough 3G capability right now? India is claiming to be the 4G country, but do we exactly have 4G there? So that's the answer, everybody. So if we don't have the 4G right now, what do you expect of 5G then? In 5G, what is the problem? In 4G, what is happening? In 4G, we require less antennas and we require broader coverage. But in 5G, in order to have effective communication, we require more antennas. So now I ask the Indian government, how much time they require in order to transform one city into a 5G city? Even none of our city in India is even the WiMAX city. So communication channels are only a problem. So I have Qualnet and working. Is there any software? Then you must be knowing about that vehicular to vehicular communication. There is a good toolbox available for that. Yeah, if there is any other software, you can test NetSim. But all the softwares and all this type of things are only commercial. But my platform that is given to me by X company, I'm sorry for that. I cannot take the name, but the platform that I'm using for my research, that is totally different. That is for vehicular to X, V2X communication that I use. Sir, I'm an agriculture student. I would like to learn about it. Please let me know how you can join such a project. So you are most welcome to write a proposal email to me. And if your proposal, your research statement is very strong, maybe I can give you a chance to work with me. Because working with me, I'm very sorry, it is not easy. It is not very easy because I look for the best of the best people. And right now, 4 or 5 people are working with me, and you can see our access papers. And recently we have designed our own healthcare 4.0 model. And soon we are coming up with the biggest paper in the planet, that is IoT model. And even I have designed with my team the world's biggest paper on Internet of Nano Things, Internet of Biosensor Network Things, that you can see on IEEE Access with impact factor 4.3. So I'm coming up with more research papers, and my research papers are not getting any impact factor less than 5, 6. And even I'm coming up with one more paper under minor revision. It is coming with 22 impact factor. So if you're working with me, don't think of any journal which is less than 4 or 5 impact factor. I publish in high-end paper journals like that. That is the only value for that. Okay, any other question, please?
I think almost all questions are very well answered. So now I would like head of the department, Dr. Zondhare Madam, to propose the vote of thanks. After that, Madam Latkar will propose the concluding remarks, and there we have to stop because as sir told in the morning that he has got another webinar immediately after some time.
20 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, then we'll wind up fast, sir. Thank you very much.
I'm not for lunch right now, actually.
Yeah. Over to Zondhare Madam, please.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot share the PPT because confidential information is there. I'm sorry. We cannot share.
Yeah, someone was asking. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Zondhare Madam, unmute yourself.
Sir, thank you. Thank you so much. We have attended your earlier 2-3 webinars also. They were excellent. And today's session is also excellent. Particularly the flying car session was excellent. I think our students are getting motivated. Maximum students are enrolled to your session. They usually asking these questions, and I think you have answered those very nicely. Thank you, sir. Thank you again. And we look forward for your research.
Don't think that flying car is the future. Flying car is the present now. Flying car is the present now.
Yeah. Sir, we look forward for the research methodology lecture webinar from you.
Actually, before research methodology, I'm interested to give you a lecture on how to have effective communication skills or effective teaching skills like that. So
Sure.
your faculty, seminar, faculty, or if a PhD scholars can join, they are most interested to join my seminar.
Sure, sir. Sure. Thank you so much. I'll ask, I request Director Madam to proceed. Director Madam.
Yeah, that was really excellent, and we have enjoyed your session. Though it is a little disheartening that many of the information shared there were confidential, and we cannot share your presentation and all. But anyway, that was great, and I'm sure we look forward for more of interaction with you in future. You'd be happy to know that we are establishing one technical excellence center in collaboration with MSC Software, which
Okay.
has been taken over recently by Hexagon Limited. And this is worth about $15 million. And the company has provided us the software at 93% discount.
Okay.
And that's how about investing about 1.5 million hardly for the hardware and all. We are developing
What you are
the
going to
lab.
research? What you are going to research?
Yes.
What you are going to research in that? I want to know.
Like electrical vehicle simulation system is there. Then ADAS, advanced driving assistance system, that is also there. So we will be studying all the sensors and the communication and machine learning and simulations of all kinds will be there. And through that lab, I think we can have some collaborative work with you definitely.
Sure,
In like after it will take another 1.5 months to get it installed. We are getting it installed at Aurangabad campus. We are 4 engineering colleges actually. One is Nanded, one in Aurangabad, one in Navi Mumbai, and one in Noida for the cell management. So we'll be sharing this excellent lab facility that is being created at Aurangabad in all
Can
4.
Can I share one thing to you? Can I share one thing with you?
Yes.
If you are really interested and you have the center for excellence like this, just keep on the wheels moving on. I am there with you. After that, after 6 to 7 months, I will be helping you to get a collaboration with one of the robotics companies in Japan.
Okay, that's
Japan.
great.
So we will be focusing more on that. How can we make the robotics to work for the autonomous vehicles and the electric vehicles, because this is the most important sector to research out.
Sure.
So I can support you for some collaboration like that.
Yes, rapid prototyping is also there.
Rapid prototyping that requires industry-based automation, ma'am. Actually, that will not be possible outside the weight. So no problem. But I think so.
Drone lab is also there. Drone lab is also there. So I think we can collaborate on drone and this ADAS software and the electrical vehicle as well. So whenever the lab is complete, I hope you will be able to visit India, and then we'll show you our lab and we can take up further projects.
Madam, I'm ACM distinguished speaker. I just need 1 minute work to apply to USA, and I can fly anywhere in the world with the flight tickets from ACM support.
That's great. That's great. You are most welcome to visit us.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you all participants, respected Director Madam, all faculty friends, dear students. Thank you for attending this webinar. See you again. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam. ओके लिंक शेअर केली आहे ना आपण फीडबॅकची
येस मॅम चॅट आणि
फीडबॅक लिंक फॉर फीडबॅक हॅज बीन शेअर्ड प्लीज फिल द फीडबॅक फॉर्म
आवाज येत नाही मॅडम तुमचा
please wait, it is shared in the chat box. One minute. Amrapali madam, please share the feedback link. One of the participant
Yes, ma'am.
talking to me
Yes,
right now.
ma'am.
Yeah, please wait
Just
for a second.
already shared? Yes, ma'am. In a chat box, we have
Once
shared
again,
that form.
in the chat box. Yeah, in chat box. Okay, we'll mail you. I know your name.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, then thank you. Bisen sir, are you there? Hello? Bisen sir, are you there?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, then we come to the end of this meeting and we'll end the session. All participants,
Okay.
once again, there is a reminder regarding feedback form. After you fill the feedback form, the certificate you will receive on your email itself.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.